Ganesh is the pharmacy operations manager at UCHealth, University of Colorado Hospital. Fancy title. What does that mean exactly?
To me, it's just looking at a lot of our workflows in the hospital and seeing how pharmacy can contribute in terms of really getting the drugs to the patients in a timely manner and preparing them in a safe and effective way. So,
take us back to a year ago, January of 2020. Did you have any inkling at the time that we were about to go through what we're going through now with vaccines, with shutdowns, lockdown? I mean, any of the stuff you imagine, did you see any of this happening?
No, not at all. I think the closest dress rehearsal we've had is probably Hurricane Maria a few years ago in Puerto Rico, and that had shut down a lot of facilities for IV lines, IV fluids, certain drugs, all coming out of Puerto Rico that all of a sudden were not.
Waiting for that vaccine and hearing, okay, one's on the way, all right, this company's doing this. What was it like the last few months until you finally got the product in your hands?
It was really just intimidating, I think, to have to just anticipate what might be coming in the door. You kind of had to see it to believe it, I think, in terms of what was going to come in our door.
How many hours a week are you putting in right now? How tough has work been?
Yeah, it's been pretty tough. I mean, I'd say it's probably 60 to 70 a week. And it's been just, some of that is at home, just kind of managing things via email and whatnot. Pharmacy's just been so deeply interwoven in this process and these operations for these clinics that, it was our time to shine. And so, I think I just tried to ride on that energy.
Did you ever have that moment of, wow, I feel helpless right now? I mean, what would you consider your low point over the last 9 months of this?
It's been really stressful. I think just as a manager, just like the HR piece to it and everybody's questions and concerns and working with folks. And, it's been a long year of giving and not getting so much. And so I think by the end of the year, everybody has just felt really, grateful for what we've been able to do, but, ready to just kind of close the chapter on 2020. And then, along come these vaccines, and it's like, we're moving faster than we've ever moved before. To work as much as we did to set up those clinics and to see the first people in line were healthcare frontline staff, just like us, just like, the pharmacists and the vaccinators and the clinic folks there, was awesome. It was just like, we got to treat our own, it was like, I don't know, having a restaurant and opening it up for your friends and family.
That's so cool.
For a few days, yeah.
Well, people like you go through life, you have a higher purpose, you have a responsibility, and I could sense it in your voice, in your thoughts. How do you balance that higher purpose, wanting to make sure you are so diligent with your job, balance that with the fact that you have a family, 2 young ones at home, and you have to pay them attention? How difficult has that been?
Yeah, it's been a real challenge, and I think it's been an opportunity to sort of embrace, like, I guess what I would call like essentialism, like just realizing, this might have been the year for binging Netflix shows for a lot of people, but maybe that's what 2021 will be for me.
Well, Ganesh, you're doing, I don't need to tell you this, and I say this to everybody, you're doing such great work, and you're very much appreciated. And we thank you for what you do. We thank you for being you, and we thank you for appealing to that higher calling, because it takes a special person to do that. So for everybody here, we want to thank you especially. Appreciate it.
I appreciate that.
All right, my man.